Welcome to Judge of Ghana TV. Akwa Baba, Judge of Ghana TV. So, we start this episode with the resignation of the Electricity Company of Ghana's boss, Managing Director Samuel Dubek Mahama. He cites personal reasons. Let's take a listen.
ECG boss Dubek Mahama resigns. Samuel Dubek Mahama, Managing Director of the Electricity Company of Ghana, ECG, has officially resigned, as City News can confirm. In his resignation letter addressed to the board chairman of ECG, Mahama cited personal reasons for his decision to step down. "I am writing to formally resign from my position as Managing Director of the Electricity Company of Ghana, effective 2 weeks from the above date, Wednesday the 25th of September, 2024. The decision has not come easily, but after much reflection, I have concluded that it is in my best interest to step away for personal reasons. Over the past 2 years and 4 months, I have had the profound honor of serving this esteemed organization, and I am truly grateful for the opportunities one have received. I want to extend my heartfelt thanks to the board for your unwavering support and guidance throughout my tenure. I also wish to express my sincere gratitude to the President for the trust placed in me, which has been a significant aspect of my journey here. His departure has come as a surprise to many in Ghana's energy sector, as he had only served in the position for 2 years. Mahama was appointed by President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and assumed the role on May 16, 2022. Despite the unexpected nature of his resignation, sources within ECG and government circles have remained silent on the specific circumstances that led to this development. Before taking on the role of managing director, Mahama had served as a non-executive director at ECG. He also brings with him extensive experience in both the private and public sectors. His previous roles include non-executive director at Jihok Distilleries, country representative for Gulf South Forest Products, and partner at Dubek & Associates and Wilkins Engineering. In addition to his professional background, Mahama is a legal practitioner and a graduate of the University of Ghana.
There is talk of the Electricity Company of Ghana having some challenges, financial challenges, and they're also in dispute with the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission, PURC, and also there's electricity challenges in terms of service. A lot of doomsaw light-offs are happening now, especially in this election year. And so there are a few controversies because there seems to be a public dispute going on in the public domain between the Electricity Company of Ghana and the regulatory body PURC. So amid that, he's put down his job and left. We'll see whether we'll get more fillers as to why he left in a later episode. But just to let you know that the ECG boss has resigned. Now let's go on and watch some videos about the substantive reason why we're here. We're here today, and the topic is: it is possible for New Patriotic Party (NPP) to go into opposition on 7th December 2024. In fact, it's more than possible. It is likely, based on what is going on with all these crises everywhere. Electricity crisis, water crisis, food crisis, property fraud crisis, security crisis, educational crisis. Strikes are ongoing as we speak. Financial crisis. Ghana's currency is valued at junk status by international bodies. Everything is upside down. It's like they've turned the country upside down. And this is the situation we are in. Ekuro no nneɛma nkɔ yie, nneɛma atete apansam. Hmm? Samote Electricity Company of Ghana, ECG, ɔmo managing director, Samuel Dubek Mahama, wɔde n'adwuma to fam ɔkɔ koraa. Na ɛkyerɛ sɛ wobɛhwɛ no koraa na situation ɛwɔ ECG hɔ no ɛnyɛ papa koraa. Hmm? Ɛnkɔ yie wɔ beebia wɔ kurom ha o. Nso New Patriotic Party foɔ pɛ sɛ yɛgye di sɛ ɔmo yɛ biribiara ama. Me deɛ mewɔ concerns, but yɛnhwɛ deɛ ɛkɔ so. Me adeɛ a ɛha me paa ne youthfoɔ yi, yɛmba yi a ɔmo de ɔmo akɔhyɛ cells yi a yɛaremande ɔmo because of Stop Galamsey Now protest. Democracy Hub's Stop Galamsey Now protest has meant that getting on to 50 people, some of them have not been accounted for, still were arrested on Saturday and Sunday. And it's now, at the time of recording this, is now Thursday. Up to now, some people are still missing. They can't be accounted for, but they were picked up by the police at the demonstration. There are also people who are casualties. There were bystanders and those who were passing by who have been arrested by the police and involved as part of the protesters, and they are not. So this thing is all a mess. And Vice President Dr. Mahamudu Baumia, you have failed. You have failed, Vice President, to show good leadership in this situation. What is going on? You are the chairman of the police council and you have done absolutely nothing, not even a press statement. And you want us to vote for you on the 7th of December 2024 to become the president of Ghana? That's a joke. You show no leadership. And everybody knows that you are behind the arrest of these youngsters, our brothers and sisters. Hashtag free the citizens. Now, we are not happy. We, the people of Ghana, are not happy. We don't want Galamsey. We want you to ban small scale mining, Galamsey, illegal mining, whatever name you've given to it. Just ban it now and clean the waters. I don't care that you've got only a few months. The number of people who will be dead by then, nobody knows because all our waters are polluted. It's running through our pipes. We don't even know that the water that we're buying in sachets is clean water. Let's take a look at the aftermath after the 3-day Stop Galamsey Now demonstration or protest organized by Democracy Hub. Let's see how it all ended and what's the aftermath is. Take a look at this.
Ghana youth. Ghana youth. For Ghana, yes. Ghana youth. Ghana youth. Stay strong. Stay strong. Stay strong. Say, oh, Felicity. Love you. Love you. Love you. Stay strong. Ghana youth.
This is the doing of Dr. Baumia, chairman of Ghana Police Council. This is the doing of Dr. Baumia, chairman of Ghana Police Council. Hey, my goodness. Did you see the number of police officers? It's like there's a riot in Ghana who accompanied these few youth who are not even carrying weapons. The only weapon they have is their mouth. That shows you the power of words. Hmm? These people are even handcuffed. Look at the number of police officers with riot gear, shields, helmets, truncheons, you name it, they've got it. Accompanying these few people, these few youth to court. Hey! This proves to you that these, our ruling party, the current ruling party of Ghana, in Ghana, Nana Addo Dankwa Ekufuado and Dr. Baumia governments, they are very, very fearful of these youngsters. Wow. The power of words. The power of words coming from a buoyant youth population. Ghana is made up of 70% youth. So, without forewarning, it is clear what is going to happen on 7th December 2024. Hmm? The ruling government is out of office. They better start packing their cases because they are going. Time they are saying 2025, they are going. Matthew 12:37 says, "For by your words you will be justified, and by your words you will be condemned." What is happening here in Ghana with all these protests? Hmm? Protest after protest after protest. It's a culmination of the power of words. The power of words. A culmination of the power of words. You know why? Over the last 32 years, since 1992, 16 years of National Democratic Congress NDC rulership and 16 years of New Patriotic Party rulership in Ghana here. The cumulative effect of this is what we are seeing today. There's a saying, tiny drops of water make a mighty ocean. So, Amambo Bone, bad governance over the last 32 years by the ruling New Patriotic Party and the biggest opposition party, National Democratic Congress, NDC. And no, this is the reason why we are where we are today. Cumulative effect, compound effect. And this fight to save Ghana, this fight for Ghana first, is a power of words. Because in the beginning, God spoke. He spoke the word. John 1 1. In the beginning was the word, and the word was with God, and the word was God. So, words is what we're seeing now. The manifestation of words is what we're seeing now. Good words versus evil words. And I say that good words will conquer evil words. You know why? Stop Galamsey now is a good word. We are saving our land, Ghana, our water bodies in Ghana, and everybody from the baby who's born today to the oldest man in Ghana and the oldest woman in Ghana. This Stop Galamsey Now fight is for all of us. We are all involved. This is a Ghana first initiative. It is not a party first. But what we are seeing here in the court is the use of government machinery to stamp over the free speech, freedom to protest in Ghana. If you say certain people have committed crimes, arrest those people who have committed crimes, but permit the others who haven't committed any crimes to protest freely. But you've now just um, arrested everybody who you saw, even people who were not involved. Passers-by have been included. Pregnant women who were going their way, bystanders have been included. Carte blanche arrest. Nonsense behavior. And you know who's hiding behind all this? Let's blame the chairman of the police council, Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. He's behind all this because this thing cannot happen without its approval. This is the reason why New Patriotic Party, this is the reason why New Patriotic Party, you are going to opposition. And faho, what spiritual gymnastics you do. And fa, moko. Because Ghana for now, you bet 20 amo. You bet 20 amo. Yes, this is not good. This is terrible. This is terrible. What is happening in Ghana now is terrible. And The National Democratic Congress, NDC, you are not absolved from this because during your tenure over the last 32 years, you also engaged in Galamsey. So don't pretend to wipe your mouth and pretend as though you're okay. And in 2020, your flag bearer, ex President John Mahama, was standing on platforms saying that he will continue Galamsey if he was voted in 2020. It's now 2024. So if Ghana had largely voted for National Democratic Congress in 2020, the state of our water bodies will still be the same. Greed doesn't know party. Hmm? And unfortunately, partisan politics encourages greed, corruption, selfishness. Yentio mentality from both the two duopoly. They have ruled Ghana over the last 32 years, so we don't have anybody else to compare against. I often hear people say that, but Alan, who has now become an independent candidate, touting unity government, he was part of the problem. In life, mhm, if you've realized that the way you're going is not the people you're working with haven't got a good mind for you, you have every right to remove yourself from their midst and set on a new course for the betterment of Ghana and fight for the goodness of for Ghana. There's nothing wrong with that. Let me give you a story from the Bible so you guys can understand where I'm coming from with the words I'm saying. So we're going to the Bible, Genesis 37, the story of Joseph and his brothers. Joseph was the son of Jacob or Israel and Rachel. Joseph was one of the 12 sons of Jacob. In fact, Joseph was the son that Jacob loved the most. He favored him above the rest and gave him a coat of many colors. Joseph thought he was playing team game with his brothers because they were a family, but they were playing solo. They hated Jacob because God had given him a gift. And Joseph's gift was the ability to get revelations from the Most High God and interpret dreams. And God had showed Joseph that he was going to make him very, very great. And the others were envious. So they plotted day and night to get rid of Joseph. And they sold Joseph, they tricked Joseph into a situation where they sold him to the Egyptians via traders and went to tell his father Jacob that Joseph had been killed by animals. Is this not treachery? And Joseph struggled in Egypt. He went into slavery, servitude, and even in servitude, he did excellently because he had an excellent spirit. Joseph struggled. He was even accused of doing something that should not be done to the wife of Potiphar, his master. He was thrown in jail, and even in jail, he excelled. He excelled to the point that he assisted people who ended up in the palace of the Egyptian king, the Egyptian Pharaoh. And Pharaoh had a dream. God caused Pharaoh to have a dream, and there was no one who could interpret Pharaoh's dream. And one of the people who were in jail, who ended up in the palace after release, remembered. He forgot about Joseph because when he was leaving prison, Joseph said, "When you go, remember me." But he forgot. But God caused the king, the Pharaoh, to have a dream, and nobody could interpret the dream. And then this man, who had been released from jail based on an interpretation of a dream that he had by Joseph in jail, remember that there's a man in prison, a man in jail called Joseph. He was able to interpret my dream, and I'm where I am today. So if you have a problem, King, Pharaoh, and you can't interpret your dream, let's go and get this man, and I'm sure he'll be able to assist you. And true to the word, when they brought Joseph to the Pharaoh, he was able to interpret the dream of Pharaoh accurately. And then Pharaoh said, "Since God has given you the ability to interpret a dream, I'm sure the same Most High God can also give you the wisdom to put things in place to avert an impending famine." I put it to you, people of Ghana, that this story is similar, but in a modern day context, to what has happened to Alan John Kwejo Chiramatin. He was in a family because they call political parties families. He was in the family of New Patriotic Party. And we know because Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempe Napo said recently when the New Patriotic Party launched their manifesto, he's the running mate of flag bearer of New Patriotic Party, Dr. Baumia. He said the plot to undermine Alan John Kwejo Chiramatin and destroy his presidential ability or ambition started in 2011. Does this not sound like the what Joseph's brothers did? But the gift that Alan has, it transcends Ghana. Alan ayɛ nneɛma pii a ɛkyɛn Ghana. Ghana na ehia Alan. Ɛnyɛ Alan na ehia Ghana. Alan wayɛ nneɛma pii wɔ aboa Africa. Nansɛ kura mehu sɛ article bi a na ex-president John Mahama ɛka sɛ adeɛ a ɛboa Africa paa yɛ Africa Free Intercontinental Free Trade Area. Ɛno na Alan John Kwejo Chiramatin ɔno ɔtwerɛ blueprints for Africa Free Trade Area no. Now, Sandy Peway of this caliber, a person of this caliber who is able to write the Africa Free Trade Area and see to it that it comes to fruition, into manifestation, into the physical realm as something that's operating today successfully. If such a person says that I've written a blueprint for Ghana called the Great Transformational Plan. Give me 4 years to implement my blueprint. People of Ghana, vote for me. And when I implement it, I assure you that using this blueprint, I will turn Ghana into a wonderful, beautiful oasis. And the people of Ghana or other people are saying that he's not able to do it. I always say something. hmm? If you want to know what somebody is going to do tomorrow, look at what they did yesterday. Sɛ wopɛ sɛ wohu deɛ nnipa bɛyɛ kyena a, hwɛ deɛ ɔyɛɛ nnora. Look at the excellent work that Alan has done throughout his life. From being the youngest general manager of UAC, now Unilever, at the age of 22. Alan was a prodigy from childhood. At the age of 9, he entered Adesadel College, secondary school. This man is a genius. What the Nadia Frisro, he brought whatever God has given him from heaven. And it doesn't matter the amount of sabotage and NPP, New Patriotic Party, have tried to sabotage Alan. What God has given him, no one can take it from him. If and when the people of Ghana vote for Alan John Kojo Chiramatin, he will do what he said he would do in his great transformational plan. He has the same excellent spirit that Joseph exhibited in the Bible. Every heaven, or the free heaven about you. So even though he was among wolves, God protected him. Because we all know when people say that, why is it that he didn't stay in a New Patriotic Party? Can you stay in a party like this with these heartless mafia people? The new leadership, current leadership of New Patriotic Party are heartless mafias. Can you stay in such a party with these people? If they weren't heartless, look at what they're doing to the youth of Ghana. Because they are protesting that stop Galamsey now. Something that's killing everybody, irrespective whether you're NDC, NPP, independent. And people are fighting, not because they belong to a particular party persuasion, but because it's for our future, for now and our future. What is the point? Now you, New Patriotic Party, Dr. Baumia, Vice President Dr. Baumia, flag bearer of New Patriotic Party, you want us to vote for you to come and rule over who? Dead people who you have killed because you refuse to stop Galamsey now? Is that who we should vote for? This is terrible. Let's call a spade a spade. This is terrible. This is terrible. It's wrong. And what is wrong is wrong. It can never be right. 2 Corinthians 13 verse 8. You can do nothing against the truth, only for the truth. Truth is one. You cannot be two. So adiena wo ye na enya enye. President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, you said when you were being sworn in 2016 to become president of Ghana, you said we shouldn't be spectators. When people are not being spectators and taking action, now you're clamping down on them. You and Dr. Baumia. Because he's the head, he's the chairman of the police council. So he's directly responsible for this. What is going on in this country? The people like Ernest Frimpong, Mansu East, and New Patriotic Party parliamentary candidates. He's telling people to attack the police and hurt them. when they come to Galamsey sites. How are we going to eradicate Galamsey out of Ghana with this kind of and he's walking scot free? And the people who are saying we should stop Galamsey now, which is a good godly cause, are before court. And the one that is advocating the continuance of Galamsey, which is killing everybody, hmm, he's walking around scot free, talking trash. Because that kind of talk is trash talk. Let's call a spade a spade. What we're dealing here is with the power of words. Stop Galamsey now is godly words, good words. It's saving lives. This is not a good look for new patriotic party. No. That is not what good leadership does. You don't throw people in a corner and chain them like dogs. The people are even complaining that they're not getting food to eat. Hmm? Children, 8 years, 10 years old children are involved. Pensioners, 62-year-old women. Eh? What is going on? Mr. President and Mr. Vice President. Hey, and you think this is a good basis for re-election and breaking the eight? Wow. It's called misplaced priorities. Hmm? At this juncture, where Ghana is, hmm, Ghana needs a unity government because we are not united as a country. There's a saying, united we stand, divided we fall. This is where Ghana is at the moment. And out of all the people who are, because democracy limits the number of people who can be on the ballot paper to represent the country Ghana as a whole. And out of the 13 people on the ballot paper, the one that is last, Asieho, is Alan John Kwejo Chiramatin. And at this juncture, he's the only candidate who is talking about unity government, all inclusive government, including people from different financial backgrounds, different political backgrounds, all of us coming together as one Ghana to make decisions in favor of Ghana, not in favor of a political party. There's nothing wrong in Alan leaving New Patriotic Party last September and going independent and realizing that the best course of action, that light bulb that God has put in his head, is unity government. And Alan is bound by his great transformational plan. He cannot come to power and come and do anything other than what he has written in his great transformational plan. And he has made that open. Out of all the candidates on the ballot paper, the only one that has been very clear, hmm, on Galamsey, how to root out Galamsey, and has made it patently clear, is Alan John Kwejo Chiramatin. After my discourse, after my talk, we shall watch some videos and you will see for yourself what Alan said he would have done or he would do if he was the president of Ghana concerning Galamsey. This is a comprehensive plan of how to eradicate Galamsey from Ghana. Where Nana Addo Dankwa failed and is failing and has failed, Alan said he would do something about it. And we're going to hold Alan to his word because now we have technology. We have social media. We have written documents that is available to us all. So far as we have a phone, a mobile phone, we can get access to all this information. So, Alan, you have nowhere to hide. If and when the people of Ghana make you president of Ghana, we will hold you accountable. Ghana needs Alan. It's not the other way around. Look, if Alan is not made president on the 7th of December 2024, other great, fantastic opportunities will open up for him. Somebody described him as a disappointed NPP. He's not disappointed NPP. He's a man of principle. Unfortunately, he was in a party of people who didn't have principles, just like Joseph was in a family. hmm, Because anyway, they call political parties families. Joseph was in a family of people who had bad mindedness. They didn't care about him. That's the same predicament Alan John Kwejo Chematin was in. That is why God allowed this to happen. And at this time, is it not strange that Alan has actually resigned from New Patriotic Party? In this climate, there's a reason. God is telling the people of God to look at unity government that Alan is touting, because that is what is going to assist Ghana. Say yebefa yentoma pa efra. And yet all this partisan politics, so NDC ni NPP. Ma obi a trick obi a, and I'm a sofo and I'm a who say, look, Nyame nso ama yɛn nyansa, wama yɛn ni. Yɛtumi hu sɛ partisan politics, NDC, NPP, ɛmboa Ghana so ko yɛrekɔ yɛnim no. Ɛde akɔhyɛ gata mu. Ghana yɛda fam team. If Ghana was a human being, people will be stepping all over Ghana. Or the foam team. Yes. We need a plan of how we're going to come out of that hole. And I believe, after reading the manifestos of all the leading candidates and Alan John Kwejo Chiramatin's great transformational plan, I believe Alan's plan is the best blueprint for Ghana. And no nebe Ghana amambu and Ghana as a whole. Alan, from 2008, he has been touting jobs for the people, cash for the people. Let's give him an opportunity to see what he can also do. Because if Alan was the president of Ghana now, or even the flag bearer for New Patriotic Party, hmm, do you honestly think what is happening with these youngsters, these youth being arraigned to court will happen? I don't think so. He would have told the president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, that forget about 5-member committees. Ban small scale mining now. And all this problem would have gone away in just one wise decision. Hey, so Ope Alan, if you think Alan was too slow to leave New Patriotic Party, so you're not going to vote for him, that's your problem. That's your prerogative. But let me tell you something. Alan is better than all the rest. Nobody is perfect. Hmm? But I'm telling you that New Patriotic Party, they are very divisive at the moment as a party, because those who are running the party are divisive. If they had anything detrimental that could bring down Alan John Kwejo Martin, do you think that since September last year they wouldn't have brought it out? These people are terrible. Yes, look at how they're treating the youth today. Because the youth said, stop Galamsey now because it affects all of us negatively. Just the other day, I was walking and I saw a poster of a 49-year-old police officer who had passed on. And I asked a lady selling by who I know. I said, "Do you know what happened to this police officer whose poster is over here? This young man?" Do you know what she said to me? She said, "This about, I think it was Saturday or Sunday." She said, "This man died of kidney failure. Hmm? And he's in Accra. He's a police officer in Accra. Let me tell you something. No matter where you are, you're not in the Galamsey area. Water is interlinked. Wotwe wo ho tan a, poison no bi bɛkɔ wo mu. It will come through the food chain. Because aduane na yɛbɛtɔn wo kurom na wokɔtɔ wo dwom no. The food that they bring from the villages that we buy in the cities like Accra, you will not be able to tell whether they used polluted Galamsey water to grow the food or not. You eat the food. So you get the poison into your body too. Yes. The meat, the fish, the food. If we don't stop Galamsey now, we are doomed as a nation. We bodamsem. Why you have to Nana Ado, you have to President Nana Ado, why you have to set up a 5-member committee when you could just ban small scale mining to start with? Why? Why? When you ban small scale mining, all this problem agitation from the youth will go away. Use your gumption. NPP, use your gumption. Use your gumption. All the agitation from the youth will go away once you ban small scale mining. And you do actually do something about it. Not just say with your mouth, "I'm going to ban it," and don't do it. Yes. And for me, I'm fed up. I'm fed up of partisan politics. National Democratic Congress and New Patriotic Party. Me, I'm voting. I'm not voting for them. And nobody can change my mind. Hey, people said, "Oh, it's a wasted vote if you vote for independent candidate." It's not wasted. If all Ghanaians, well-meaning Ghanaians who want Galamsey to stop now, vote for Alan John Kujo Chiramatin, he will come to power as our president. And when he comes to power, he has already told us what he's going to do concerning Galamsey. He will do it. Hmm? So if Nana Addo, president, and Vice President Baumia will not do anything about Galamsey, they should stay there. They should stay there. We will evict them from Jubilee House on 7 December 2024. Omo twe omo tanya, omo ko. Omo twe omo tanya, omo ko. Omo twe omo tanya, omo ko. This is what I have to say concerning this. Free the citizens. If you like this type of content, like, share, subscribe.
So we are here for one reason, in solidarity with our brothers who have been arrested for protesting. They are protesting for illegal mining activities, causing our water bodies to be poisoned and polluted. This is how the water bodies look in Ghana now, except the northern part of the country, the Volta region to the northern part. Every other water body in Ghana looks exactly like this. The reason is the Chinese, in collaboration with the president and his people, are mining gold in the rivers, in the lakes, and this is what the water looks like. And this is the president of Ghana, Nana Akufo-Addo. And what is happening now is when people raise their voices against the water pollution, he uses the police to arrest them, intimidate them, and as we speak, about 50 of our colleagues are in detention because the president controls the judiciary. He controls the police service, and people are quiet in the country, and we cannot allow this to continue. And we want the international media, the United Nations, to put the president in order, because you cannot hold protesters in prison as well as in police cells without legal representation and medical care. This is what is happening. 60-year-olds are getting arrested. Little kids who were included in the protest are being are detained as we speak. Pregnant women are being detained as we speak. And this is the president of Ghana. This is what illegal mining called Galamsey looks like. And I want you to go on the internet and do a search for Galamsey or illegal mining in Ghana. And I bet you see all our rivers looking like this. And we cannot even speak. Very soon, Ghana will be importing water. People are having kidney diseases because the water is polluted. The Ghana Water Company cannot even find the right chemicals to be able to purify the water for normal consumption. Many people are importing water into the country, and this is what we are standing against. We are also in solidarity with our brothers who have been arrested and have been detained, and we are asking the government to release them as soon as possible. Release the protesters now. Release the citizens now. Release the citizens now. Release the citizens now. Release the citizens now.
Hi, I'm here to echo the sentiments of many Ghanaians. We want to ask the president, Nana Danko Akufo-Addo, Mr. President, why are you allowing Galamsey to destroy our water bodies and our environment? Why? There are a set of SDG goals, which are the Sustainability Development Goals, that have been impacted in Ghana. And I want to highlight goals 6, 13, 15, and 3 about clean water and sanitation, climate change, life on land, good health and well-being. We need accountability. Mr. President, in your earlier campaigns, you said Ghanaians should not be spectators, but we should be citizens. And today, we're here to be citizens to ask you for accountability because you have turned your back on us. You have violated our human rights, and this is not democracy, Mr. President. It is tyranny. Also, for the over 40 peaceful protesters that have been detained, we stand in solidarity with them. We ask you, Mr. President, to release them and to give them their basic human rights. Allow them their rights to legal counsel and let their families know about their whereabouts. Mr. President, this is your legacy. You are corrupt, you are callous, and your accomplices. And today we stand here to call you out and to hold you accountable. We are the future of Ghana, and we will not sit and watch you do this to our people. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, to conclude this episode, let's look at what Alan John Kwejo Chiramatin, number 13 on the ballot paper for President of Ghana. Let's look at what he says he would do if he was the President of Ghana concerning the eradication of Galamsey illegal mining. This is Alan's take on what he would do as President of Ghana with regard to illegal mining. Let's take a listen.
Let's look at your plan to deal with illegal mining. The impact of illegal mining is already beginning to bite hard. The Ghana Water Company served notice that in future Ghana may be forced to import water because of the extent of pollution. I can see here in your plan that you plan to establish youth-owned mining companies with work and pay mining equipment and other resources. How will this impact on the fight against illegal mining?
Since you brought this up, let me open it, for discourse.
Okay.
I have a 10-point plan, robust, comprehensive plan to deal with Galamsey. And this point about helping the young people in Galamsey to set up their own companies, mining companies, is just one component of it. But the 10-point plan starts with a complete ban for 1 year on small-scale and community mining. Yes, you can have a state of emergency, but what are the elements of the outcome of that state of emergency? You have to go beyond establishing the state of emergency. So you start off with a complete ban. That's component one. Component two, you demobilize all the machinery and the equipment, including the earth-moving equipment, and make sure that they are moved into a storage and preservation environment. And I'm proposing that the Field Engineers Regiment of the Ghana Armed Forces will be responsible for that. Within that 1 year ban period, number one, government would ensure that we restore all our water bodies. And there's technology available to be able to do that easily. Within 1 year under an Allen presidency, all our water bodies should become clean again. But meanwhile, you have a ban of 1 year, which means that within that period, it is not even possible for us to have our water bodies being contaminated again. But again, within that 1 year period, we are also going to establish a new framework to support young people who would have been displaced by this 1 year period.
Did you hear that? Did you hear what Alan John Kwejo Chiramatin, number 13 on the presidential ballot for the upcoming 7th December 2024 elections here in Ghana said? This is straight from the horse's mouth. So that nobody will come and write in the comment section that I'm just fabricating something. We will hold Alan to this video. Social media is there for posterity. We will refer him to this. If and when he becomes the president of Ghana, if he fails to do this, we will hold him to it. Having heard and seen what Alan John Kwejo Chiramatin would do if he was the president of Ghana, I ask you the question. As a responsible adult voter of Ghana, the Republic of Ghana, as a responsible voter who believes that water is life and Galamsey or illegal mining is destroying our water bodies and our lives, it is creating a sick nation, a nation full of people with sicknesses like kidney failure, that they need to rely on dialysis. I've told you a story of a young man, a police officer who died at the age of 49. When I asked why he died, they said kidney failure. So this menace of Galamsey, illegal mining, doesn't care whether you are NPP, New Patriotic Party, or NDC, National Democratic Congress, or independent, or whatever, child or adult. It is an indiscriminate menace. It affects everybody. Amanfo yi, mo a mokɔ vote wɔ Ghana ha 7 December 2024. Somewhat the Alan John Kwejo Chiramatin eka sɛ ɔbɛyɛ sɛ yɛma no akwanya no na ɔbɛyɛ ɔman panyin wɔ Ghana ha. Ɛfa Galamsey nsɛm ho. Ɔse ɔno deɛ he will initiate a 1 year ban. Wenye me na meka o. Ɔno ana no mu asɛm. Bible say, by your words you shall be justified, and by your words you shall be condemned. Alan's word will justify him or condemn him in due time. This is what I call good leadership. Yes. Obi a obetumi ama decision. The obeye. Me de maka kyerɛ mo. I don't believe that National Democratic Congress is the answer for Ghana. Because if they had an answer for Ghana, they've had 16 years as the president of Ghana. including 4 years of John Mahama. Hmm? If and Kaombe Tumia Magana Yeya, if they could have made Ghana great and wonderful and all the things that we look forward for Ghana to be, National Democratic Congress under John Mahama, they've had 16 years in totality. Under John Mahama specifically, 4 years. He's an ex-president. Hmm? Look at all the scandals we saw in his tenure. Yes, let's don't forget, NDC are not our saviors. Partisan politics is crippling Ghana. It's sending us into the gutter. Let's bypass them and go for an independent candidate. And the way these two parties, between them, because of parochial interest, have caused the country to go down, hmm, I suggest we go for unity government, which is what Alan John Kwejo Chiramatin, out of all the independent candidates, is proposing. If Nana Addo, president, had listened to these youth demonstrators in the Democracy Hub Stop Galamsey Now protest and instituted a 1 year ban, it would be needless. What they're doing now with sending these people to court and trying to show strength and power by dressing the police force like they're going to war would be unnecessary. Just being a good leader and responding to the cry of your people, not just some people, everybody in the country is crying. Crisis everywhere. You're not even safe in this country. That is another concern of mine. This 24-hour economy that NDC, National Democratic Congress, under ex-president Mahama is touting. Ghana is not a safe country. Don't be deceived. I'm a Ghanaian. Hmm? I've lived largely in outside of Ghana. Hmm? But I can tell you hmm, that Ghana is not a safe country. If in the past, if a police officer came to your gate, you'll be happy to open them, entertain them. But now, if a police officer comes to your gate, there's a likelihood. hmm, This started in the time of John Dramani Mahama under NDC, New National Democratic Congress. And it has escalated and become crazy. Hmm? Galamsey was happening under NDC, and it has escalated and become crazy under New Patriotic Party, President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Hmm? So, between the two of them, the two duopoly, none of them are better than the other. Hmm? Whether you did a few uh, criminal acts or you did a lot, you're all criminals. A thief is a thief. Hmm? A dishonest person is a dishonest person. A dishonest government is a dishonest government. It doesn't matter the quantum. Hmm? We need honesty, transparency. We can only get that through unity government. Hmm? Let's put our partisan thinking caps aside. Alan John Kwejo Chiramatin is a unifier. He is a unifier. He's a smart cookie. He's so wise. He's had impact in 12 other African countries, created millionaires there, apart from Ghana. A lot of the indigenous Ghanaian businessmen who are successful today, they've passed through Alan John Kwejo Chiramatin's hands. Alan is long in the tooth. And to be able to get Ghana out of the gutter, independent candidate Nana Kwame Bediako is not ready. He doesn't understand the craftiness of our politicians. But Alan has been able to hang with these crafty, devious, divisive New Patriotic Party and National Democratic Congress politicians. There are some good ones as well, but there are some very divisive people on both sides of the carpet. And Alan has been successful in being in the midst of this politics for over 32 years and has not been tainted. Nobody can come and tarnish him with corruption, having done something. You have never even heard him insulting people. He speaks the truth and tells his side of the story without insulting people. Now, that is good leadership. Ghana needs good leadership. Yes. Obi a obetumi atoto nneɛma yie ama obiara koma atɔ ne yam. Otie nipa. We all thought that President Nana Akufo-Addo, upon the things he said in 2016, he will be a listening president. Because he said we shouldn't be silent. We should be partakers. But now look at the stance he has taken. He has become a tyrant. Or he's using tyrannical tactics on the people that he said should not be silent and should speak. He's not a listener. He has proved himself not to be a listener. Let's give Alan John Kwejo Chiramatin a chance. Let's vote him. Let's vote massively for Alan John Kwejo Chiramatin. Yes, the independent candidate, number 13, last on the ballot paper. Aseɛ hɔ, aseɛ hɔ, aseɛ hɔ. Ɛno ɛna ɛbɛboa Ghana. That's the only way transparency will work. When we are all working together, whether you are this party or that party, and we are working for the interest of Ghana, we will be each other's keeper. That is what will ensure transparency, openness, accountability. You will never get accountability under New Patriotic Party or National Democratic Congress. The nature of partisan politics, the fact that they have chief whips who whip their MPs into towing the line and doing even what they don't believe in. You will never get transparency and accountability from either of these parties. Just get it into your head. Yes. It's only through unity government where we will get transparency because everybody is working for Ghana, Ghana first. And we need an experienced person because if Nana Kwame Bediako is voted for, I'm sorry, these crafty politicians, they will outmaneuver him. But with Alan, you dare not outmaneuver him. He knows what he's doing. He's talking about reforms, and he has actually stated what reforms he's going to initiate in his great transformational plan. Look, I don't want to talk too much, but I suggest everybody who hears this message go and download the great transformational plan. It's on the internet. If you go and you type in Alan Chiramatin Great Transformational Plan, you'll be able to download the PDF, a soft copy of his Great Transformational Plan. I suggest everybody go and read through it so you make an informed decision on the 7th of December 2024 if you are a voter here in Ghana. Please, because the way Ghana is going, Enkoye, and it will never be well under either of these two duopoly. Let's try unity government under Alan John Kwejo Chiramatin. Please, this is my solemn pledge because I don't know Alan John Kwejo Chiramatin from anywhere. I've never met him before, never spoken to him before. I don't know anybody associated with him. But what I know is his words. Hmm? Like we don't know Jesus physically, but we know him by his word. And I've looked at the manifestos of all the leading contenders. NDC, John Mahama's 24-hour economy. I've looked at Vice President Dr. Baumia's bold solutions. I've looked at Nana Kwame Bediako, aka Jacob Freedom Caesar, aka Cheddar. I've looked at his 12 pillars, and I've looked at Alan John Kwejo Chirematin's great transformational plan. And Meme Fifi Nsemu, I've realized that Alan's great transformational plan is above the rest. And this is what Ghana needs at this time, or else we are doomed. It's up to the people of Ghana. We are here, but we have options. Oh. We have options. Hmm? We have options. If anything happens in this country, we are out of here. Oh yeah, we're out of here. Hmm? So I don't want anything bad to happen, but I know what revelations I've had in 2020 and to date. And Ghana, we are teetering on the brink, and it's down to our final decision making. Are we going to choose what will bring us prosperity? It's over to you. After 7 December 2024, we'll find out who are the wise people in this country. If there are any wise people in Ghana, we'll find out. God bless our homeland, Ghana. Thank you for listening to this episode. If you like this type of content, like, share, subscribe, and see you in the next episode. Bye for now. The worst thing about partisan politics between New Patriotic Party and National Democratic Congress, NPP and NDC, is that while they're trading insults, the good people of Ghana are dying from illegal mining Galamsey. Father God, you're the